Greetings, adventurers. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, and welcome back to another Japanese DanMemo livestream update. As you can see right here, they announced a new event, and this will be happening next week on Wednesday, and it's called Nightmare Academia. And if it's not easy enough to tell, this is going to be the Halloween 2019 event, and even though that might seem very early since this is actually going to launch in September and Halloween is at the end of October. Last year, we had a similar thing where the Halloween event launched at the very end of September, so we're following a similar format, and we're probably going to get a rerun of last year's Halloween event sometime in October. And also, I think we might get another collab event around that time as well, because we had the Attack on Titan collaboration in October as well, so within the month's time, I think we might start seeing some collaboration stuff, hopefully. I don't know what that would be, but a lot of people are hoping for something like Konosuba, because that would tie in very well with the movie that's going on right now in Japan. But who knows what it could be. But anyway, let's get into the actual Halloween event characters. As you can see right here, we have Belle, Aina, Lily, Lafia, Tione, Filvis, and Fells right there at the top left. And Tione will be the character that you can limit break to +5 from just farming the event. Here you have a closer look at the new Lily. I can't even pronounce that. Ashimput. That might be German. I'm not sure. Here's wannabe nerd Aina. That's really weird for her name. She doesn't look like a nerd or a wannabe, but I'll take it. I really like that Zetairoki I see right there in the middle between that glorious space between her socks and her shorts. And next up is model student Lafia. Darkness Overload Filvis. She looks amazing in this art. 4-star Ghost Fells. I'm so happy we're getting a new Fells unit because I've played this game since launch and I have yet to get a single Fells. He's like just blank in my character list. I can't get his CP levels up because I don't have Fells, and I also don't have Oranos, and there's that slight hope because Fells is getting a Halloween character, like maybe Oranos is going to be dressing up as Santa Claus for Christmas, but who knows about that. And then we have the Enlightened Belle. It looks like, it almost feels like DanMemo cross Harry Potter right now, like they're all at a Magic Academy, so I'm really interested to see what exactly this event story is going to be like. But the thing about Belle is, like, we just got a new Belle, and we're getting back-to-back Bells. It feels like year one Hestia, where we'd always get new Hestia units, and now we're just getting more Belle units, which is more appropriate because he's the main character. But we just got a multitude of characters, new ones, with Season 2, so you would think they'd try to diversify the amount of new characters and what new versions of said characters we'll be seeing, but we got back-to-back Bells, but he is the main character. And then we also have School Professor Tione. They keep making Tione units, and I feel like the superior Amazon twin Tione is not getting enough love, but we got a new Tione, so I guess that's cool. And this is what I talked about last week, the Haruhime special box. It's going to be purchasable with paid Iris, so of course you need to use real money to pay for that, but there'll be an adventurer ticket that you can exchange for an adventurer of your choice in the general pool. An assist ticket does the same thing, and then a 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket, and an 11 draw ticket, which is guaranteeing just a 3-star character, but you get 2 of those. So again, I keep saying that we're probably going to see an update to general pool tomorrow, because that just makes sense to do that with the special box right here, because they're giving us exchange tickets. So it makes perfect sense to update the general pool, and they announced that they would sometime this month. So I don't think there's a confirmation on that, but I keep my eye out tomorrow night. And we're also getting reruns for the Orion movie. Like, it hasn't even been a year, but it is appreciated because reruns are nice, just because it's just an additional source of Iris. And I think our current event that we're going through right now is lasting 4 weeks. So we are in desperate need of some kind of new event just to farm up items and materials and Iris. So that's appreciated. And for those of you that haven't seen this before, it is a nice kind of prelude to the movie itself, and it's somewhat convenient because I believe the physical release for the North American Blu-ray and DVD is in October. And we're also, of course, getting the big movie rerun, and I believe we're also getting If you clear 130 on very hard, you should be getting a 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket with that. We got the Familia Rush information that's going to be starting tomorrow night, but we have information on the encounters themselves. You can also find this on the official DanMemo Twitter. For Battle 1, you'll be going against Oak Warriors and Imps. They both have a weakness to wind of 50% and a resistance against water by 40%. The Oak Warriors will use physical attacks, and the Imps will use magic attacks with poison and curse. And in the tooltip below it reads, the enemy is weak against wind, so form a party of units with AoE wind attacks. Temporary healer Amid from the event can help you fight against the curse casted by the imp. So if your characters are inflicted by that curse, you won't be able to guard, and that may or may not be the deciding factor on whether or not you'll be able to survive these attacks. So keep that in mind. And for Battle 2, you'll be going against Queen Hornets. They have a weakness to wind by 20% and a weakness to thunder by 40%. They resist fire and magic by 30%. They use physical, water, and magic attacks. They can inflict the slow ailment, and they can do a buff that decreases the amount of damage they take from AoE attacks and also buffs their counter rate. And in the tooltip below it says, form a party of units with AoE thunder physical attacks to fight efficiently. 4-star Lightning Strike Otaro. There is no Lightning Strike Otaro. Yup, it definitely says Mighty King Otaro. Good job, Bright Flyer. Anyway, so Mighty King Otaro can use Insect Killer and reduce damage for all target attacks. Using 4-star Aisha is also recommended for reducing the enemy status buffs. And for Battle 3, you'll be going against the Goliath, who has a weakness to Thunder of 50% and Magic of 30%, and is strong against physical resistance by 30%, uses a water physical and magic attack, it can buff its own strength and magic, and it uses a skill that inflicts minus 20% water resistance. And for this tooltip it says, form a party of units with single target thunder magic attacks to fight efficiently. Using 4-star Outlaw Rabbit Bell is recommended for a single target thunder magic attack and giant killer skill. You can aim for increased damage by using Echoing Arrow Lily, who has an ability to boost single target attacks. And also keep in mind that the Bell has a skill that can take off that strength and magic buff on that Goliath. So they're really trying to make you pull for Bell here. Next up is the Serios and Dolb Shop exchange update. There'll be more items added in there so you can exchange Dolb and Serios for different things. I'm indifferent to the Hero Light additions because that just means like people, like you get Dolb from selling 4-star bonds, and usually you get those 4-star bonds from drawing the gacha. And how do you draw more from the gacha? By paying for Iris. And what do you pay for Iris with if you don't have any more free Iris? With real money. So yeah, you can get more Hero Lights by exchanging them for Dolb as of the new exchange update. And we will also be getting the CP items Dungeon Cake, Book and Ability, and Big Poke added with a limit of 99 per month, and they will cost 10 Serios each. And that's just nice because even though I spend all my Serios on the CP items currently in the shop, I still have an excess amount of them. So that's a good way to get more CP gift items and to level up the CP levels on your characters, because we just keep getting new ones every week because of the Season 2 anime units. So this is nice. And speaking of Season 2 anime units, they teased the next one. Unfortunately, this is not the Alan I was hoping for, because as you can see here, that's definitely not a spear. Alan doesn't have a coat like that. And we know that the next episode, actually I won't even say the episode title because I feel like that's kind of a spoiler, but people who have read Light Novel 8, we have a good idea of who this is probably supposed to be. Like, he never had a character design, but we have a good idea of who this character would be just based on the novel itself and what characters are introduced in that novel. So look forward to this character, I guess, but I feel disappointed that it's not Alan, because there's just so many signs pointing towards this being a great time to put Alan in the game, because the scene they were going hard announcing Familia Chronicle episode Freya and having Alan be one of the main characters revealed to be in that novel, along with his character art, and it was a perfect opportunity, so it's disappointing. Next up, we have some information about how the next Familia War Game will be handled. So tomorrow night is the start of regular War Games, and the way Familia War Game is going to be handled is that you'll be ranked into specific leagues for your Familia, and the league you're ranked into is based on the individual rankings of your individual members in regular War Games. So here in this chart, you can see participate in War Game, and your ranking is turned into points, and they'll be tallied up together, all the points of your Familia members, and that will decide what league you'll be in for Familia War Game. And here's a chart from the Japanese live stream. As you can see, if you are rank 1 in War Game, you are worth 1,000 points. If you are rank 251 through 500, that's 300 points, and all those points will be added together from these individual members in your Familia to decide on what league you are in. And as you can see here, if you are the top ranked Familia in the Battle Princess League at the very end of Familia War Games, you will get a reward of 200 Iris and 8 2-star tickets, and then so on and so forth. Each win in the Battle Princess League will give you 20 Iris, 1 Ascension Falna, and 100k Valis. And then for rounds you lose, you'll get 10 Iris and 1 Ascension Falna. If you are in the King League, if you are rank 1 at the very end of Familia War Game, you will get 300 Iris, 8 3-star tickets. For every match you win in King League, you get 20 Iris, 2 Ascension Falna, 300k Valis. For every loss, it's 10 Iris, 1 Ascension Falna. And if you are ranked into Hero League, the top Familia in Hero League at the very end of the Familia War Game will get 600 Iris, 1 4-star ticket, and 2 4-star 11-draw tickets. And then for every win they do in that, you'll get 20 Iris, 2 Ascension Falna, 500k Valis. And for every round you lose in Hero League, you'll get 10 Iris and 2 Ascension Falna. So they're making some changes in how Familia War Game works, because I didn't think it worked too well last time. Like, the rewards were poorly done in my opinion, and plus we had to skip the actual War Game, making us have much less Iris than we usually have per week. So hopefully these changes are positive. We'll just have to see how it goes when this launches next week, in addition to the launch of the new event. But let's go over the upcoming schedule. On the 18th, which is tomorrow night, we'll be getting the Haruhime box. The movie rerun, the series and double exchange will be updated so you can get hero lights and more CP items. It's also the launch of War Games, where you want to perform very well so you have more points and are in a higher tier, a higher league for Familia War Game. And it's also the start of the Familia Rush. And then on the 21st is, of course, the launch of DanMachi Season 2, Episode 11. And with that, a new anime unit. And there'll also be a new sub-story to coincide with the anime episode. And then on the 25th is the new event, the Halloween event, Nightmare Academia. So a lot of stuff happening in DanMemo right now. And like I said, I'm looking forward to a possible collab event very soon. Probably sometime next month if we're basing it on previous experiences, because that's around the time we had the Attack on Titan collaboration. And I believe that was in October. So very excited for what that could be, and excited for the stuff in the upcoming future. And before I end the video, I would like to thank GilRide6212 from Discord for a lot of the information that was used in this video. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more DanMachi content, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time adventuring in Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.